This is Smoking Out the Closet. Now, here are your hosts, Alex and Rayven Greer.
Hi, my name is Rayven. I use she, her pronouns.
Hi, I'm Alex. I use they, them pronouns.
And welcome back to another episode of
Smoking Out the Closet.
Oh my god, I think that was in sync that time.
Yeah.
What are you giggling at?
I just stupid 90s shit. In sync like the band.
Yeah.
In the sink. In sync dishes. Stupid old memes that live rent free in my head. Fuck. It's like early 2000s memes.
Alright, how are you doing today, honey?
Pretty good. Other than like crap with work. I don't know, thinking about that. Just right now I'm chill. It's been a while since I actually smoked. I've been hitting my vape pen recently. It hits different. I was doing some bong rips today before the show. Whew.
Yeah, I'm a bit up there. So before we go anywhere, right now we're smoking on some of the stuff we smoked before on the show. We haven't gotten any new products to try, either equipment wise or flower wise. I mean, I could add equipment. I could just talk about that vaporizer pen, but I'll do that on another episode because I want you to try it too, so we can both review it.
Yeah.
I just gotta clean it out.
Yeah. I don't want to cross terp. Last time I smoked some of your shit, that didn't treat me right.
But I'm smoking on I want to say it's Rhythm's Full Nelson.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's it. I smoked on it here before.
And I'm the sour papaya. I can't remember who makes it. It might be Iller sour papaya. I can't remember.
It might be that or Agrikind.
Yeah, Iller or Agrikind. One of you two. I know makes it. It has a lotus flower on it. Yeah, it's Agrikind. I think that's because they have the lotus.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, you guys, it's great. I've smoked it before. I like it.
All right. So I first want to talk about Pittsburgh. Something local here.
Then you probably already know what we're gonna say.
I can't remember what bridge it is.
It's the Frick Park Bridge.
The Frick Park Bridge recently collapsed in Pittsburgh. It was kind of in this like little ravine. It wasn't a super high bridge. Not like I'm high right now. But it was in like a little bit of like, enough to where the bridge kind of did curve with the valley or ridge or whatever you want to call it. It was over. Rumor has it, I haven't looked up super far into it. I think someone shared it on Facebook. But the area that's in charge of that bridge is under investigation. And it's a big, nasty no-no. Because there are concerns about embezzlement.
Yeah.
So there's little concerns with that because there's documentation of the bridge falling apart prior in 2018.
Mm-hmm.
And all they did was put a net underneath it. So
I remember hearing about that when I was living out here briefly back then. That was a little bit after the time period I moved back. But to like state college before I moved back out. But yeah, I remember hearing about that really briefly.
So yeah, sorry, I did some bong rips and it just feels like I scratched the back of my throat when how hard I was coughing.
I'm just really fucking thirsty. And for some reason I taste chocolate. Like everything tastes like chocolate.
Why does everything taste like chocolate? Here, let me try your
water.
Know. Let me try your water.
Everything tastes like chocolate. Don't drink it all.
I don't taste like chocolate.
You almost drank it all.
I was thirsty.
Oh yeah, you have your cinnamon whatever. Tell them what you're crap you're drinking.
Okay, so
shit. Not a sponsor, but
we found probably one of the last batches of Mountain Dew Ginger Snap that hasn't gone bad yet.
And it's fucking weird.
It expires in next week.
Yeah, so we still have it before it expired. But I told Rayven when we were out smoking, because I took a swig of this, I was like, God, this tastes like gingerbread man pee would taste.
Oh, did I even say the name of what it was?
It's Mountain Dew Ginger Snapped.
Yeah, gingerbread snapped.
And God damn it. Kendra, my friend, well, a couple of my friends, like I was on Facebook, everyone was talking about this shit, how gross it was. I was like, I want to try it. It's kind of how like the thing with the Arby's, was it Arby's? Yeah, no, it was Arby's. The berry Mountain Dew. They're a special berry blast Mountain Dew.
Was that Arby's?
No, it wasn't Arby's. No, it was shoot.
Because Arby's is Coke products. It's got to be either.
It was one
probably...
of the sit-down restaurants we went to that had it. It's Red Lobster.
Yeah, no. Applebee's.
Applebee's. There we go. I was close. My brain thought red, and there's a lot of fancy restaurants that are red.
Yeah.
Yeah, neurodiverse brain over here.
But yeah, this stuff, it literally just tastes like, you know how Yoo-Hoo's like chocolate flavored water? That's basically just ginger flavored water, but carbonated.
It tastes like they carbonated a gingerbread man. I don't know how they did it. It's some sort of sorcery.
I think it might be a little too high. I just saw our one cat start chasing his own tail.
He does that on occasion. Phineas, he thinks he's a dog. I swear to you, he acts like a dog.
So I know I got like a couple little topics, and I know you got one big one. So
that's what she said.
Oh my god.
I am not sorry for that joke.
Do you want to go with your really big topic first?
Yeah, might as well, because like I got super pumped about this. I don't know. I started like my normal search is Google search weed and see what the first couple that come up, anything news related, anything like funny, anything like health related, right?
Yeah.
I found this. I don't know how I stumbled onto it, but it's I came across an article on thecut.com. It was a page run by like the New Yorker. It says weed's last taboo is pregnancy.
Mm-hmm.
And it was about a story of a 31-year-old psychotherapist who lived in LA, whose midwife suggested her to smoke weed while she was pregnant, because she was getting a lot of nausea with the pregnancy that like traditional like routines or like wives' tales and stuff and medicine that was safe for the baby could handle. Like she'd still be super nauseous.
Mm-hmm.
And she thought, well, I remember I used to smoke weed in college, right?
Mm-hmm.
So she's like, I wonder if I can do that. And she talked to her gynecologist, and they were like, she was vomiting up to like 7 times a day. And then they quoted bong rips for breakfast is what they called it. The nausea ceased, and it was a very easy, like calm, glowing pregnancy for her. Oh, we got to sneeze and fit. But like, yeah, it was very like interesting to see. And like I was like, so what are actually like the risks and the rewards from actually doing this? Because I know like a while ago there was that old thing like the doctor would tell you, oh yeah, it's safe to smoke cigarettes while you're pregnant. And then they later found out it was like doing some really harmful shit. But like that's tobacco, right? That's a whole different ballpark, not weed.
Sorry about that. I'm sorry. Oh.
Yeah, sneezies.
Oh, ow, that hurt.
Is that sneezers?
Okay, so.
But yeah, so trying to figure out like the risks versus the rewards, because it seems like, yeah, it helps the mom or the child bearer. What does it do to the baby, right?
Yeah.
So the rewards could differ between being in months of pain, extreme nausea, or you have crippling anxiety about the pregnancy and are surrounded from the pregnancy, and a relatively smooth pregnancy. So like, and then the cons is the big catch of things like, okay, so if it's not physically harmful, right, the law would have really no reason to step in. Well, then like the ethics part comes into it. So it's like the cons are in some states like Arizona and or Arizona twice. It was Arizona and another one.
Did it also start with an A?
Yes.
It was probably Alabama.
Alabama and Arizona. Thank you.
Because I remember you. Sorry, I remember you shouting, "Fucking Alabama!"
Yeah, because I was like,
today.
"Fuck you, Alabama!" Like, come on, damn. But yeah, Alabama and Arizona, they will take your children due to the wording in one of their what they're called chemical engagement laws that counts a fetus as a child, right? That's the wording in the thing.
Yeah.
So laying a ground rule for what's a child. when life starts, I guess. And then what they do is they test the newborn for illicit substances. So like marijuana, methamphetamines, stuff like that, right? And they will then charge the childbearing person with child abuse if that pops positive when that baby's born. And it was originally meant to keep children from dangerous places such as meth labs. That's what they said. But then when you extend it to like the fetus too, that gets into child abuse. But laws differ from state to state, and even after your child's born, they can try to take your children away because of your use. I dug a little bit into that too, because like medical marijuana is used to treat a lot of mental health problems.
Yeah.
And CYS I've seen from the inside can be really freaking hard on people with mental health problems, because it's like they still have that kind of older mindset of like not separating from what's actually going on from what is the actual mental health issue the person's struggling with. And like, yeah. So it gets ugly really fast, really ugly, really fast. But the PA High Court, so like I looked at our state, right, about how what will constitute CPS coming in, or CYS, or whatever you want to call it. I think it's called CYS here. It is. Some of it's CPS, Child Protective Services. Wherever you live, it's the same kind of thing.
Yeah.
And mothers who use illicit drugs, this was a case that was in 2018 on the PA highest court. They ruled that mothers who use illicit drugs while pregnant cannot be considered perpetrators of child abuse against their newly born children under the state's protection law, because it doesn't say that like life is after, like before, like when you're in the womb, right? Fetus, it's like living being. Okay, after the birth, then. So like the wording there is different. But like, so if the baby would pop positive on something like that, they wouldn't charge the childbearing person, because it's like determent from help. They feel like that abuse is a cry for, it's like a medical, it's a disease, not like an addiction kind of thing, right? There's like that discussion going before.
Yeah. No, I get you. Like addiction is the disease. Yeah, I know, I can kind of get that. My question is, when do they check the babies for this? Is that like routine when when they're born, and they do like blood testing?
So whenever your baby's born, I was in a little bit of like medically wise with this. I know a little bit. I knew a lot of nurses growing up, and like people I dated. But whenever the baby's born, they run a bunch of blood tests to make sure that the baby's healthy. It doesn't need to be like an ICU. It doesn't have a very life-threatening deficiency that it might be born with, so that they can catch all those childhood illnesses really early. So it's just part of a routine thing that sometimes there are things like fetal alcohol syndrome that affect other levels of stuff in the baby. So that can be linked back to like the mom drinking when she was pregnant, right? And that comes into that same thing as if that child abuse in Pennsylvania, it's not.
Okay.
So, and like, not to get super personal, but I knew somebody who that had happened to, that they were getting investigated like that. I'm being super vague on purpose.
Yeah.
But something like that happened, and I knew her, and I knew about the situation with her kid. Yeah, it was damn a thing.
Yeah. I kind of get like, oh god, it's so confusing, and I'm so high right now that I can't wrap my around like why this would be considered like a good on PA. Because think about it, like if they're looking for like stuff like, I don't know how it works on blood tests, but like with piss tests, if you take Adderall, you're popping positive for meth. So it doesn't automatically state what's in their system for what reasons.
And so then it also comes into what they were talking about with our medical cards, because it is medically legal in the state of Pennsylvania if you have an ID card and everything. Same thing with Adderall. If you needed it while you were pregnant and it was deemed safe to still take it, that baby's going to pop positive.
Yeah.
So that is a medical condition that requires that kind of medication. So that would be protected as this is not grounds for taking your children.
Cool. No,
that's a positive. And I know we were talking about having kids. We're definitely, want to have kids and stuff.
Yeah, we're still talking about having kids.
And this is something that I feel like would be important.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Good to know like the ins and outs of things. And obviously wherever everybody lives, because I know we have listeners everywhere, check with your local laws and everything. They might vary from ours. We're in the United States.
Yeah. Also, speaking of that, we have listeners. I just kind of want to shout out. We've had listeners from Bahrain, Australia, Germany.
This is so cool. Hi, everybody.
One of the Eastern Europe countries. I can't remember. But hi, I'm sorry. I have to look at the analytics later. But hi everybody. It's internationally listened to.
That is so cool to think about.
This is also only information I've seen via Spotify, because they're the only ones that show me like breakdowns like this of listeners.
That's so cool though. Hi.
Right? I don't have international news yet, but I will get international news. It'll be fuck.
Rayven's International News Indies.
No, I was thinking like something like BBC, but instead of British broadcasting channel, it'll be like buds, bongs, and cannabis or something like that.
Oh my god, the thing that like
CNN
and
yeah, Cannabis News Network now.
CNN and oh my god, that fucking episode is hilarious.
So I got news for New Jersey people, our neighbors, to the northeast.
Yes, correct.
New Jersey Governor Phil Murphy, who pushed recreational cannabis for the state, has said that New Jersey might not be ready for it to meet its February 22nd deadline. So to bring it up to speed, last year or early last year, I want to say, New Jersey Governor Phil Murphy passed an executive bill stating that New Jersey will go recreational. He planned it for February 22nd this year.
I found an article that was kind of joking that it wouldn't be legalized by a famous holiday. So like April 2nd, 420.
Yeah.
Or April 20th, yeah. 420.
Yeah.
Kind of joking around that that's not going to happen anymore. So.
But, yeah, now I lost my train of thought. Thanks, hang on. I gotta look at my notes.
Sorry, I don't know what I was doing. I was just watching the cats.
No, it was with what you said about the holiday thing, and my brain did a flip.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay. I'm just really fucking high.
Ugh. It's okay.
Where was I? Oh yeah. So Murphy has gone on to be quoted, "I'd rather get it right than fast." Basically, he's looked at all the other issues of the other states when they've gone from medical to rec. California being a prime example. There was still is a lot of reworks, addendums, the infrastructure of metric, everything going all around, companies be doing real great, and then all of a sudden, we added this thing to our test and it's not passing, so you got to destroy all this product and have to completely restart. And if you're a mom and pop low end business, they're dying and getting basically kind of taken over by the bigger companies.
That reminds me of that episode of Disjointed where that happens and they get raided by the NRA.
You mean DEA?
The DEA. They get raided by the DEA, right?
Yeah.
And like that's a mom and pop dispensary.
Yeah.
Like, that's stuff that actually happens. Like they do their homework with that show. I don't know why it didn't do better.
I think it's just the weird metaphors that they use for getting high and shit. Where was I going? Oh, anyway, so he's seen the issues with that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he wants to ensure that all the inequality benefits that go on, or not, I guess not benefits for it, but like the social inequality reforms, like all the stuff that's going to fix the inner cities, help people of color, help kind of fix a lot of the wrongs of the state, and the whole war on drugs, that all those are going to get their money and the proper breakdown and everything. So he wants to make sure that's all taken care of and how that's going to look. But also that the industry itself in New Jersey starts off right, so it's not having those issues like California did. because he wants it to be operational in New Jersey for 100 to 200 years, he said.
Nice.
Yeah. So I mean, I kind of get it. He's even saying, "Look, we all want it to come in faster," and then he continues to say, "But I'd rather get it right than get it fast," kind of thing. And I think that's fair.
Yeah.
I think that's fair. They want to make sure everything's safe, all the systems are put into place properly, and want to make sure there's no like extra stuff written in the margins. You know what I mean?
I want to feel like that's what Pennsylvania's like right now, because I know Tom Wolfe has been like, "Yo, what are we doing? What's the holdup with like our rec marijuana bill?"
It's not even like the added things of like what it's going to. Well, I mean, some of it is. It's because like they're arguing on taxes, or I think where they should go, how they should go, and everything. But I think Murphy is more like, I want to make sure that this is going to be a smooth operation.
Yeah.
I don't want to cut any corners to get it here faster, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And you know what? I think that's a good idea. I think it's fair. Yes, probably people want it in New Jersey faster.
Oh, there was another part of my article that I wanted to talk about. Oh, I forgot about it. It's right here. It's on the second page.
We'll circle back after this. But I don't think that's a bad idea, or I think it's wrong. I don't know how to say it. I think it's. I like what he's doing, basically.
Mm-hmm.
He's trying to get it to where no matter what, the system's not going to screw up, and it's not going to screw up businesses. So I'm saying good job, Phil Murphy.
Yeah.
Murphy. Back to your article.
So, yeah, sorry, I wanted to wrap up that kind of with a bow because we were talking about smoking and pregnancy.
Yeah.
And I had a little bit to kind of wrap it up, because that kind of left it really open-ended. If it's okay, is it okay? Should I be able to do it? Like, who actually does? What happens, right?
Yeah.
And I tried to find any links between weed and being pregnant. I found a mayoclinic.org article that wasn't very helpful. There was a lot of like ambiguous phrasings. Listen to this. These are direct quotes, right? Might increase the risk of having a baby that is smaller at birth, as in less than 5.5 pounds. Might slightly increase the risk of stillbirth. The effects of tobacco, though, cannot, further research is needed because they can't separate the two.
Mm-hmm.
These people have always smoked tobacco and weed, so there's no way to separate what's what. The American College of Obstetricians and Gynecologists recommend against it. And it's quoted as it'll harm your health while pregnant. And they don't explain anything. They just say that this might be this might happen. Maybe.
It's WebMDing.
Yeah. And it's fucking, they hurt their arm. They stretch too far.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of a thing. Like, I don't know if it is or it isn't okay, but
I guess we'll have to find out when we find out, right?
Yeah. I mean, I hate how vague that was. Like, why post shit about shit if you don't know shit?
Yeah.
Damn.
That's the internet, though.
Yeah.
We're getting super close to our break.
Okay.
So we'll be back in a moment. But good news is we actually are sponsored in a way. Now thanks to Anchor.
Heck yeah.
So we're gonna start putting some ads during our break. For Anchor and hopefully for future sponsors.
That'd be so cool.
So we don't have one yet, but just something so you guys aren't caught off guard. We're gonna
be like, whoa, what's this?
We're gonna do this now. All right, we'll be back, and we're back.
Hello.
I know it was like no time between when I left and when I got back, but I thought I'd just say, hey, we're back.
We did a lot of stuff. I almost got on a soapbox. I didn't mean to, so we pulled back in. Now we're back at the podcast.
Not much time's really gone past. It's probably like 5 minutes, honestly. But in that 5 minutes, I did the ground black pepper trick to kind of help with my eye, and I felt a lot better now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot this stuff gives me really bad dry mouth.
Yeah.
Frick.
Do you have any other topics today?
No, I just had a big thing, and that was gonna be it.
Oh, you just had
a big thing because you have small things, and I feel like they fill up the time in between.
All right. So my next one is a Illinois weed farm got more than $100 million in tax breaks. This was from a Illinois magazine. I think it was like since Chicago something.
Yeah.
Or I had to pay to read the full article, so I didn't get a chance to read the full article, and that was the only article I saw that I could find.
Fun fact: there's a website that'll let you get around those paywalls.
Oh, really?
I learned, yeah.
Huh.
I've been following this guy on Facebook. He does weird videos like that. So I fell down the ancestry hole.
Oh, but yeah, but I got enough of information from the first two paragraphs in the title, because that was literally the title I just read.
Okay.
The village of Matson, Illinois. I think it's Matson. It's Matteson.
Matson, yeah.
Gave a cannabis company, which was never named in the beginning, this property tax break to incentivize the company to come to the area, to estimatedly create around 300 jobs or more in Illinois' fledgling cannabis industry.
Well, that's cool.
It is cool, and it's. I think it's really cool because like you can get like a mom and pop company to do that, and they'll be like, "Yo, yeah, that would save us a lot of money," you know.
Definitely.
So
that's cool.
Yeah, and I think we should be incentivizing these companies so they can grow and create a booming industry. You know.
Yeah. You'd solve a lot of like the joblessness problem that way. Like they produce a lot of jobs.
Yeah. From this one company, just to create 300 jobs.
And also, it's not one of those jobs that like pollutes the atmosphere either. It's very healthy.
Yeah, I mean,
just growing plants.
The indoor growing is probably going to produce a bit though, because like it's in Illinois, they get snow.
Yeah,
so they're probably going to be indoor growing.
Yeah,
or they might do like really strong summer outdoor growing, but like indoor or hybrid. There's so many different ways you could do this.
Oh yeah, it's amazing. Like, what's his face from like Disjointed knows all of this shit.
Oh, Pete.
Pete knows everything,
man. Yeah, I just thought it was like really cool because like if we could do that, I doubt we could do outdoor in this area. There's so much rocks in the dirt.
Yeah, too much clay and stuff. You can't get a good hold for the roots and stuff. I don't know. Ask Sandy. She freaking did it. You can't ask her though. She'd be so cool to have on this podcast, man. I miss you, Sandy. But yeah, like, how did she do it? How?
I don't know.
You know where my parents live.
Yeah, it's nothing but rocks.
It was on a freaking hillside.
She probably threw down some like cow manure.
Or chicken poop. They had chickens.
Yeah.
I took chicken poop up there. She's smart. Dang.
That's
so
cool. But yeah, I was just, because like there's, and that's just estimating with the farm itself. That's not including like drivers, or maybe it is, but like just think of all the jobs that create. You have the growers, you have the testers, you have the guys if they want to turn stuff into resin, can make stuff resin. You have the guys who break stuff down, growers or the harvesters.
Yeah.
So
and then many jobs.
And then you have the guys who drive it out there, the dispensaries, the guys who got to package it, all the other stuff. And it's just like
so many jobs.
Make it more of a thing across the nation. I think we should do.
Yeah.
So
you just spaced him for a bit?
Yeah, I was. Good news out of France. France just unanimously passed a bill into law that bans conversion therapy in the country.
Heck yeah, you go.
So first Canada and now France.
Awesome.
And I mean it was 100% unanimous. It was like everyone to zero. There was nobody that opposed, nobody that said crazy. No. It was everybody voted yes for this to be a bill into a law, and I was like, "That's good.
That is great."
Because we talk about a lot of different things like that. We talked about like how like it might not happen like that here in the States because you have so many people who used the American version of Christianity, as we like to call it, because a lot of European versions are when they come over here they're like, "What?
What are you doing?"
Which also brings me into my final topic, which is going to be a bit more longer.
Bit more longer?
Yeah, a bit more longer. And I'm quoting someone who shall also be named nameless. Being LGBTQIA plus is political and controversial.
Oh, my blood boiling. There was this group we're in on Facebook that there was this post that I was so pissed about, and I tried to report it to Facebook. Facebook didn't take it down either. Facebook I hate it. They reminded me about it like 2 days ago too that they didn't take it down. I was so mad. Fuck you, Facebook. But it flagged as like fucking. It was about the Jeopardy girl. I told you about the Jeopardy lady.
Transgender.
She's still going strong. Like she's still going strong.
No, she stopped.
She stopped.
Yeah, she stopped.
But like, she was on a roll.
Yeah, she was.
But yeah, like, what the fuck is that? Oh, it's garbage. Oh my god, the garbage truck actually coming. That's a rare sight.
But like, anyway, this post got kind of thing, and a lot of people had some really bad transphobic, toxic comments on it.
Yeah, and it just drove me nuts.
Not even the original post itself, just
the follow up from an admin. And then I was just like, all right, I'm just gonna. Yeah. Anyway, that. That's the same. It brings me back around to the BLM protests, and everybody tried to make that fucking political. It's the same thing. We're all human.
Yeah, the thing is a lot of people say it's political because it's basically people saying we shouldn't live and us just saying, hey, we just want to be left the fuck alone and be treated like equals.
Yeah.
Because that's like saying race is political.
Like I was telling about the BLM protests, yeah.
Or like the critical race theory protests in like southern schools.
Fucking that shit.
Like it's just showing accurate history.
Yeah.
That's all it was.
And then I feel like also religion gets fucking political too.
Mm-hmm.
And like fucking the first thing that comes into my head is the after school Satan club, because the Satanic Temple does a lot with, hey, you let this Christian group be here, and we don't want this to become like, this needs to be a democracy. There's equal representation, right? So we need our class, the after school Satan club, to be also represented at the school. Mm-hmm. Shit like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
laws weren't supposed to be made on the basis of religion in this country.
Exactly.
And it is.
Mm-hmm.
But like, so technically everything's political.
Yeah.
So, that's a thing though,
I understand you want to make it a space of like no political stuff, but I don't think that was the call.
No, yeah, because like I had a post and I was like, I literally made a post. It's like, hey, legitimate question. What's with all the transphobia and the homophobia? Like, why? Because I'm directly quoting here people of y'all saying it's an abomination, it's disgusting, and like, they're going to hell or something. And I'm like, the thing is just like your guys' words are the things that are abominations and disgusting.
Yeah.
And y'all should go to hell for it.
It started off cool and chill, and then it got fucking political. Even though it's like, oh, I don't want it to be political. Any group of people, I am fucking convinced any group of people you get together, it's going to get fucking political at some point.
Yeah.
And friend groups larger than generally 3. Sometimes a 3 it happens to. I have an example of that, and that's just fucking, oh my God.
Ronnie, you and me get political.
Yeah.
Just the 2 of us.
Yeah. Any more than one person. You're by yourself, hell, you can get political.
Yeah. Like, what are my views? How do I view this situation? But that's the thing. It's there were things to be political about. Like, hey, like, I don't know. How should we spend the money to represent our people? That's political. I think, people just wanting to be treated equally should not be political, yet it always fucking is for some reason.
It's a tale as old as time.
You're about to say it was time as old as tale, weren't you?
Yeah, I'm fucking dyslexic, okay? I got a bunch of stuff going on up here, and it's not all straight because I'm not.
I said that at work one day, and one of my coworkers just lost his shit, and I'm like, oh, fuck.
And I said that around my coworkers, and it just got right over their head. Don't even get a titter.
Or it's like how like the one day I said, fucking like, oh, better hydrate or die straight. And they're like, what? I'm like, shit. Sorry, it's something me and my wife say all the time.
It was a fucking TikTok for a while ago. Hydrate or die straight. And then you just see somebody who's like flamboyantly gay that has like duetted it and just chugging a bunch of water.
Right. But yeah, like I don't know. I think that's really dumb. That's like saying race is controversial. I'm like, no, racism is the hate is the controversial part.
And then also you people having global warming being fucking political.
Oh my god,
Fucking
yeah.
Jesus Christ. Oh my god, I fucking hated that shit. I lived through the middle of that fucking shit. It was all over Fox News and everything.
Well, no, here's my thing. If we want to go into the global warming thing.
Uh-huh.
Right now, there is snow on the ground, right? Here in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Someone who denies global warming is going to go out and see global warming does not exist. There's snow outside.
I grew up around a bunch of those fucking people.
That's like saying, oh, look, I have a glass of water here. That must mean there's no drought in the world, right?
Oh, guess what? I ate dinner tonight. That means I
no
solved world hunger, right?
Yeah, like...
So narrow-minded.
Yeah.
What only affects you is what exists. Ugh.
And like that's I think the really dumb thing with people like this that are saying being LGBT is controversial.
It's that same old fucking song and dance we've done with everything else.
Yeah.
Women's rights. People of color's rights.
Yeah, like we're 102 years past when women got legal, like women got suffrage.
Yeah, like let that sink in.
2020 was a 100-year anniversary of women's right to vote.
Fucking crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And then the thing of it is like you see colored pictures of in color of JFK and Anne Frank. That wasn't that long ago.
Dude, Anne Frank and Martin Luther King were younger than Betty White.
Yeah.
Let's just think that they were born after Betty White, who just passed. They would have been in their late 80s, early 90s.
I love how also that's become a thing. Was that pre-Betty White or post-Betty White? And now it is very post-Betty White. I'm sorry. R.I.P. Betty White.
No, but like, but that's just a frame of reference I want to give people.
Yeah,
like
that's crazy.
And it was only like...
It's like the Abraham Lincoln and the facts thing with the fuck.
Okay, yeah. So
fuck?
you're referring to, there was a period of time, because Abraham Lincoln was assassinated in 1864, 1865. The first fax machine was invented in 1860 or 1859 or something like that, and the last samurai was alive up until like 1880 something.
I feel like we might have talked about this before. It blows my mind.
So there was a small period of time where Abraham Lincoln could have faxed a samurai in Japan.
Fucking crazy to think about.
Mm-hmm.
Because time is not a strict progression of cause to effect. That actually it's a big ball, wibbly bobbly, timey-wimey stuff. There's so much going on in the background. It's just not one event to the other event.
Well, it's like Cleopatra is closer to living to us than there is to the actual pyramids of Giza being made.
Yeah, and we learn about this in school like they're just separate things.
We're closer to 2050 than we are to 1995.
Oh my god, don't say that. I just feel old. Stop it. But no,
no. We're actually closer to... Or is it 2000? Or no, yeah, it was 1990. Because it would have been 30 years, 30 years.
Stop it. Stop it.
No.
You made me feel old.
We are old. No, we're not.
No, it feels like we are, though. Fuck. The feeling of getting older. I never knew what this would feel like.
No, because that's because Gen A's are starting to copy our stuff when we were kids.
No, we're that generation now.
Mm-hmm.
It always happens. The 90s are coming back. Oh no, God, please.
Welcome to Frost. They're already coming back with the low-cut jeans
and the squirts. The squirts are coming back.
The squirts.
Oh my God, and the bell-bottom yoga pants.
I'm just waiting for Chico's to come back. You remember Chico jeans?
Yes. Oh my God, no.
Frosted tips.
Oh my God, no.
Dude, because they brought back Tamagotchi. They brought back Dunkaroos. The Proud Family's back on TV. They remade Rugrats.
No, stop it. This hurts.
Surge came back.
Are we going to see a resurgence in Furbies? I'm kind of hoping.
They've come in and out. Yeah, they've doing that for years. But like 20th anniversary dual disc, 20th anniversary Digivice.
Oh fucking no! God damn it! No, 25th anniversary Pokemon.
Mm-hmm.
No, Oh, fuck. It sunk in when I was playing. I played Silver briefly between us playing Arceus.
Oh, dude.
We want to talk about Arceus. But between us playing Arceus, I was like, I really want to play Silver. I forgot how different those fucking games are. And how far we fucking come. That thing of like 25 years of Pokemon all across the systems that made me bawl my eyes out.
Hang on. Before we go any further, let's go back to the LGBT being first controversial shit. It's fucking not just let people who live who they are.
Yeah.
Okay.
We are who we are. Shut up.
I can't go any further beyond that, you know? I don't, because I think I'm too high to stay on track to that. Sorry I'm coughing so much on this episode. I tore out the back of my throat outside.
So much bonger. But also, it's cold. It's kind of cold out there for you.
Yeah. Like, I get all sinusy.
The wind wasn't bad, which is why I checked the wind before we went outside, before I made the decision of if we were vaping or smoking. Because it's been fucking freezing balls out here. -10 when I wake up in the morning? No.
Do you think we talked enough about the being queer and political and shit?
Yes. I really hope we drove that point home.
Okay.
I feel like we did.
Because I can't remember how long that was. I feel like that was only like a 10-minute rant. But that's
that's large for a 60-minute podcast.
Yeah, you're right.
That's
it's
a sixth of a show.
Do you want to talk about Arceus?
Oh my gosh, we're game. Holy fuck.
So we're not usually nerd reviewers on this, but you know what? It's our show. We can make a nerd review if we want.
Nerd stoner review. I don't know. I haven't played it high yet. Oh my god, this is gonna be complicated high. I couldn't play Monster Hunter high.
Dude, I play Breath of the Wild on Master Mode high.
You're that kind of person, though. I'm not.
I play Dark Souls high.
I think I have ADHD. I can't focus on that much shit at the time. No, I fucking tried Doom and I rage quit. Fuck.
And then you have me just ripping a tear. What difficulty did you put this on? Don't remember.
Like, I can't do that shit.
Or me playing Diablo. What difficulty is this? The same, I don't fucking know, 14.
I can't do that shit. Like the people with the World of Warcraft raids and the like level 600 raid, like, do you remember those memes? I can't fucking do that.
Yeah.
Fuck.
We have one of our friends back at State College, or I don't know. Anyway, they play Diablo.
Oh yeah,
hardcore seasonally.
Yeah.
They're gonna stream it too here soon.
Fucking like crazy, Jesus.
Because they do shit every season.
Mm-hmm.
What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, but Arceus. Yes, there's a plane.
Oh my god, these planes are so fun to watch high. Fuck, I love this apartment. I'm easily amused.
No, but Pokemon's Legend of Arceus.
Holy shit, this game!
This game is so fun. It is a step in the right direction of what fans have been asking for years. An open world Pokemon game. It is still turn-based, yes. Eventually, I hope it will be closer to like Pokken, where like when you throw the Pokemon out, you control the Pokemon, and like each one of the letter buttons, like X, Y, and A, B, are one of your 4 Pokemon's moves, and so you can move and like use the triggers to dodge, and then like make it strong, or the agility or the strength style, like in
so great. It's
Legends.
It's such a step in the right direction, and I wish I could remember the dude they like told to like step off, because they went like, I can't remember what the hell his name was.
Verlisify?
No, the one guy who was on the board for Pokemon for like the last 20 years.
Yeah.
They told him, can you please like step aside? We're trying to do a thing here.
Yeah.
And he finally just was like, okay, what the fuck ever. Just do it. Like, and this is what happened. This is fucking amazing. Because I don't know about you, but after a point, I dropped off on the DS. Like I know you didn't drop off.
No, yeah, I get every single mainline Pokemon
to
game.
Me, it started,
at least one of the versions.
But to me, it started to feel really repetitive, and like because I played a lot of them, the old ones, but the newer ones are like cooler and crazy. I think that's why I like Sword and Shield so much. It's just different. You know?
Well, I mean, it is still very formulaic. You're a 10-year-old kid who gets a Pokemon, goes on a journey to beat everybody around. Even Sun and Moon, which was going away from gym leaders, still has the Elite Four and something similar in the league and everything. Yeah, it's still formulaic. You go meet this certain amount of people to pass a challenge, either battling or the trialing. The trial. Yeah, get this. Like, note of authenticity that you completed this trial. You have a symbol of completing the trial. go through this entire trial, beat a bunch of bad guys or annoying people, and then bothering other people, and then go to this big tournament where you beat four bigger guys who are basically saying to you have to beat us to beat the champion, beat the champion, and then all of a sudden you're the new champion. Oh, by the way, you catch the strongest Pokemon in this region because legendaries are just a 10-year-old's plaything.
Yeah, like fucking.
That is the baseline formula.
Get your coloring book of choice now.
Yeah,
fill in the colors.
That is the formula for Pokemon. That's like saying Mario is you go on an adventure, you beat up a bunch of mushrooms and turtles and fight this big turtle named Bowser while getting power-ups to save the princess and save the day. That is Mario's formula.
There are so many Mario clones too.
And like Legend of Zelda, you go out, you get this magical sword, you go fight this big guy named Ganon and save Zelda.
Every Zelda game ever. But like Monster Hunter, still, you go to this location, you get this big monster, you take these other monsters, you do these things with these monsters.
Yeah, and
that's every Monster Hunter game.
And like that's nothing wrong with being formulaic, but the way they did the formula was also the same for so long. Right? Like
I feel like this is our first look at something that's not like that.
You go here. You go here. You can't go here because you don't have either this move or this symbol, a badge or whatever. That's like
they're still doing that with like you need to talk to this. I don't want to spoil.
Yeah.
This really strong Pokemon that can take you to this other place. They still have that benchmark if you need to meet this thing.
Yeah, but that's every RPG though.
Yeah.
And like they get a little further away when you get closer to open world. But like true open world, because Mario's formula was basically you go from one end to the screen to the other trying to jump onto a flag.
That's every platformer ever.
They changed to 3D platforming and then eventually fully open world.
Yeah, with Mario Odyssey.
I wouldn't even say Mario Odyssey.
Like Mario Galaxy?
Mario Galaxy or Mario 64.
Yeah, 64 was probably the first, yeah.
Mario 64 was the first, but the problem is it's arguable if it is truly open world because you go through this little HUD, you kind of go back to this home screen to get to another screen.
Which acts like the tunnels and shit for Mario levels and whatever.
Yeah, where like Mario's 64 just kind of like jump through.
Yeah.
And just a loading screen and then jump out and jump through, jump out. You can always go there. I think there's a term for it, and it's like
limited open world.
Limited open world, yeah. It's not Skyrim, which is full open world.
Yeah, I think this Pokemon game is limited open world.
Would
you classify it as that? Because people were saying it was a Zelda clone.
No, see, I'm thinking it's more Monster Hunter, not Breath of the Wild.
Well, see. It's like Breath of the Wild and Legend of Zelda had Breath of the Wild and Monster Hunter a baby, right? Slap Pokemon skin on.
Yeah, because like the way it works is you start from this HUD, like Odyssey.
Yeah.
And you choose to go to this area, and then you come back, and then you go to another area and come back. But like Monster Hunter, you have to do research. You have to beat Pokemon, capture Pokemon to gain more knowledge of them and gain skills from them.
And like you bring the monsters back in Monster Hunter, it's super similar, and I don't know, I liked Monster Hunter, but it never kept my interest. But like Legends of Arceus, holy crap, I can't put that game down.
Yeah, and it's really cool. You're not a 10-year-old in this one, you're actually 15. And you look like the characters in Diamond and Pearl, which makes me think that this is because you start with a smartphone and a Pokemon t-shirt. So that means it's either you're playing as someone from our world, or you're the protagonist in Diamond and Pearl that's been picked up and dropped here in Hisui.
And this is a very blatant love letter to Sinnoh. And it shows a lot of Sinnoh's background, but also gives a lot of background to other Pokemon games.
Yeah.
And features that were yet to come and like foreshadowing and stuff. And I love this. I love it.
Like ancestors of not just the Diamond and Pearl games, but like there's an ancestor from someone in the original Red and Blue in the Kanto region. There's descendants for like Hoenn I found with the Battle Frontier. I actually found.
And this is so great. It's bringing them all together. It's filling in like the cracks.
Mm-hmm.
And it's I love it.
And heck, there's even a person from Black and White.
Yeah.
I won't say who, but
from Black and White.
There's a character from Black and White that literally got scooped up and went into Hisui.
Yeah.
And he has total amnesia.
And it's crazy. Like, this is so crazy to see everything come together.
Yeah, and
it's a really exciting time to be a Pokemon fan. I think I've said that before, but it's great.
It really is. It's a good time for everybody. There's so many people who are upset with it, but I've seen so much more people on the Pokemon Reddit who are in love with it.
All the like big magazines are like 7, 8, 7 out of 10, 8 out of 10.
IGN gave it a 7, which I think
it's great. They rarely give out 10s. They're one of those places that rarely.
I feel like it's closer to an 8, but yeah. I think it's fair because there are some wonky graphics. The animation slows down and gets to like half the frame rate.
Yeah, it looks
up
funky.
To a certain distance, so you just literally just got like a claymation janky kind of like load while buffering screen.
I've seen that. It's weirder up close because if you're crouching and watching a Pokemon just walk around, it looks like it hits an invisible wall, it stumbles backwards a little, and it'll walk around in a circle again without seeing you. It's little things, but it's still a great game.
Yeah, like the tree's hitboxes are way too big, so when you're trying to throw a Pokeball beside it and not hit it to like catch a Pokemon or battle a Pokemon, it'll knock off, or you'll end up doing the thing where they hit the tree to get items.
Yeah,
which is, you need to fix that.
And like
just
some of the mechanics with the right hand throwing is off. Like I'm trying to squeeze Pokeballs through small slats where I can see the Pokemon
without being seen yourself,
and I can see that it'll go through. Like size wise, they have the hitbox on the Pokeball too big, so it hits onto other things too easy. It's small
Pokemon,
stuff.
Like just Pokemon getting on the outside of the hitbox to like a big rock and looks like it's floating there for a minute,
and then like their things, their projectiles coming at you, passing through what are supposed to be solid objects sometimes,
like rocks.
Yeah.
Some moves like Rock Smash will do that, but like Poison Jab.
How does Swift go through a rock?
Yeah, right.
Tell me, please. Somebody explain how Swift.
Flamethrower.
Yeah, or Hypnosis go through rocks and shit. Yeah, just like small things like that. They need to fix.
Yeah, and I'm sorry, I just the back of my throat keeps getting phlegm on it. Another thing, a missed opportunity, I think, is they didn't have the throw mechanic of Let's Go.
Yeah,
like
please make it optional, more optional than like.
Yeah, like not having like be like a little like throw circle thing maybe as much, but like actually have like motion, like
you have motion controls in the Joy-Con. I think they forget that sometimes.
Yeah,
that they put motion control in there.
So I don't know how they would do it.
They're the best feature of the haptic feedback rumble that I've ever seen used, because they make sounds with those freaking Joy-Con, and that blows my fucking mind that you can use those vibrator motors to make them into little speakers.
Yeah,
so cool.
That's how basically speakers work, though.
I love you, Nintendo. Please hire me.
But like, I think it's the best opportunity. Like, would it have some similar of like the aim mechanic? I think it should have like something similar to like baseball and like Wii
Odyssey,
Sports.
Mario Odyssey. You had those you could flick the Joy-Con.
Yeah, but like certain directions you flicked it.
Yeah,
in a different way.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think how the ball, accuracy of the ball work is the thing. I think that's why they didn't do it. But I'm like, you also did have baseball for the Wii.
Yeah.
And you had to throw pretty accurate for that, because if you missed through, you were throwing a curveball to the left instead of down.
Yeah, but like I feel like they've also come a long way with that Pokeball Plus, the ball you're talking about. That is rather accurate.
Yeah.
I've only had a couple hiccups if I'm like too low for it to see it.
Yeah.
Also, how it does RF without a fucking bar is mind fucking boggling to me. I don't understand how that works. Nintendo, you got some magic going on.
But like, do something like that, like something similar to Let's Go, but add something like a little more touchy, like the baseball mechanic in Wii Sports.
Yeah.
It's just how they do that with the Wii. It's plausible.
Yeah.
But like,
you did it with Skyward Sword. Skyward Sword had the sword motions
on the Switch.
Yes. Because it was originally on the Wii, but then they also adapted, like on the Wii, you could only play with the motion controls, point blank period. They ported it to the Switch. That's the HD that came out, the Skyward Sword HD.
Yeah.
And that has the motion controls, but there's an option in the settings to do buttons.
Yeah.
So that way you're not swinging shit around. And that's why it sold better this time around.
Yeah. And I think, why, I think it was a missed opportunity. So,
yeah, definitely.
Graphics aren't the best, but I mean, they're great for Pokemon.
Oh yeah,
that's
absolutely.
the thing. I think Pokemon people who are like, oh, these graphics aren't the best, and I'm like, it's a Pokemon game. They've never been that super polished.
Also, you got to think they're telling a story in that very old Japanese art style. So
yeah,
like
the period you're in is my guess around 1880. We'll even say 1870 to 1915. And I'm saying that because there's no affirmation of automobiles.
Yeah, but there's a really nice camera.
There's an old actual flash style camera, which is, the early, late 1800s, early 1900s
There are
style.
photo shops, the shops you actually sit down and get photos done.
And they're not black and white. It's sepia.
Sepia? Yeah,
sepia. It's sepia, which is around that time frame.
Mm-hmm.
I think they were sepia, weren't they?
Yeah, the ones that are outside the shop.
Yeah.
Those are sepia. Sepia pictures, yes.
But the ones inside you take are black and white?
You can do black and white sepia, or there's a color, but it's a really washed out color, like an early
color. Okay.
Yeah.
And it just seems like it's pre Ford automobiles, at least. So that's why I say 1915, because that's around when Ford became a thing.
Mm-hmm.
So it seems really cool because there's obvious evidence of international travel. They talk about other regions. They have Pokemon from other regions that you start with. That's not a spoiler. That's in the fucking trailers.
Yeah, if you haven't seen the trailers, you're living under a fucking rock. I don't know what you're doing.
I mean, some people do that purposely, get totally surprised,
Yeah.
But they're on every poster and everything.
You walk into any kind
it's
of
on
game
the cover
store.
art.
Yeah, any kind of game store, you look on any kind of YouTube gaming, you're gonna see it.
Yeah. So, sorry, I just had a brain fart.
That's okay.
But
like Pokemon's fucking great.
Yeah, it's a great game, and like
it's amazing.
It's very Monster Hunter with like the requests and everything, but I don't mind it.
And I'm gonna say this again, and I've said it about Cyberpunk, and I'll say it about Pokemon too. Some of the weird graphical bugs don't bother me. I've played Bethesda games.
Yeah, they're just weird little hiccups. But I remember
bug me.
I remember what I was talking about graphics.
Yeah.
Okay, keep in mind we're going from the 3D. We were going from pixel to like, I think with the Game Boy was 16-bit. I think.
Yeah.
We're going to 16. Eventually, the 32 bits. With then we're going to semi 3D, pixely still, to full 3D.
We were on 64. You missed 64 because there were Pokemon games for the 64.
I'm talking about mainline.
Oh, mainline.
I'm talking about mainline games. To handheld 3D to on TV 3D. And yeah, did they use some sprites from the 3DS? Yeah.
Oh my god, always. This is the first game I wanted to talk about that too. This is the first Pokemon game that we have like confirmed.
Completely new sprites and animations.
And they're not using the ones from the 3DS like they do for every new Pokemon game ever.
Well, because like they were using the old ones, because like think about it. They've been doing that forever. Sprites and animation from Gen 1 to Gen 2 were the same. Gen 3 to Gen 4, and then,
there's a little bit of change up in there sometimes, so you could see when they could change up those sprites and
stuff.
stuff.
But like a lot of the stuff was reused, recycled. But don't tell me, you cannot tell me that no other game company doesn't do that.
I know, I know they fucking do. Fucking Legend of Zelda uses the Wii. The fucking Wii sprite engine that they use for like the
Twilight Princess.
The Miitopia. It uses the Miitopia fucking models, and you can crop anybody's face onto those villagers if you hack your game.
In
Breath of the Wild. They run the NPCs of the Wii engines, like the Wii engines. Yeah, that's fucking blew my mind when I saw that. Because you got to think it came out on the Wii U.
Yeah.
So it had to use something that was already on the Wii U.
Yeah.
Because it was too much for the Wii U to handle. It plays so much better on the Switch.
But like, it's just a lot of game companies, cut corners like that. It's cost effective, and a lot of people don't think about that, and they get upset. And I'm like, dude, it's cost effectiveness.
Yeah. Because
Um,
why pay for something brand new when you can use something you already have and you already paid for?
Exactly, and like, I mean, Halo's done it.
Oh yeah,
Fucking
definitely.
Call of Duty's done it.
Call of Duty does it all the time.
Like, you're gonna tell me that like those zombies skins in like Cold War earned exactly like the fucking ones in the OG
Yeah,
one.
they definitely were.
Except they did a fucking engine.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, this has been a little bit of a long episode for us.
Because we got it on a rant, like a video game rant. But yeah, fucking go pick up Pokemon Legends. Anywhere that had pre-orders, tell them they freaking sell them to you now. They can't hold them anymore.
Mhm.
Target was so short sold on them. Like, I hope nobody ordered them online too because it's been so pushed back. This isn't going to be.
Pokemon Center had to cancel some.
Yeah. Like, this isn't going to be Game of the Year, but this is probably going to be one of Nintendo's best-selling titles.
Mm-hmm.
Right up there beside Animal Crossing. I bet you any money between physical and digital sales.
Because this is something us Pokemon fans have been, asking for a while.
Yeah.
And yes, we're allowed to talk about other topics besides weed and being queer on our podcast. Because guess
also,
what? It's our podcast.
And it's also just a lifestyle podcast. We talk about our life.
Yeah.
And I play Pokemon High, so therefore it ties into the podcast. So much fun to play High.
But yeah, like, we're definitely like playing it, and I love it. From what I've seen, I play a lot of RPGs. I'm almost near the end of the game. But
then I've also heard, without any spoilers also, because I heard this from a coworker, I was like, please don't spoil it. He's like, no, because I'm going to play it too. There's so much after game content. Like what they did with Mario Odyssey.
Yeah.
It's fine. I spoil that game right now.
The game's been out for like
if you haven't played it,
4 years.
Fucking play it. I'm in the middle of playing it. I know everything. Okay, that came out a while ago. After you get all of the moons and you're back to like the Princess Peach Castle, right? You collect so many moons, you go like out into fucking space.
Yeah.
And there's so much after game.
It's like Skyrim. You can easily sink like 40 hours.
They're time sync. They're called time sync games for a reason.
Yeah, I mean, you've spent like what, at 50 hours in Fallout 4 by this point, and you still haven't finished.
No, 500.
Oh, you put 500 hours into Skyrim.
It was in Fallout 4. I put 400 hours into Fallout 4 before I reached the main story. I'm at like 500-600 hours after the main story.
Jeez.
Because there's so much to do.
Mm-hmm.
It's a time sync game. You sink your time into it.
Well,
sorry, very long fucking rant. That's what was taking up all of our time, though. What we're so focused on.
So I guess this is a good place to end the episode.
Yeah.
Once again, I'm Rayven. I use she/her pronouns.
I'm Alex. I use they/them pronouns.
We'll see you guys in the next episode.
Bye.